In today's video, we're sharing with you 6 things that we learned about weddings from our own experience. Experience, they say, is the best teacher. No matter how much you have read or heard about something, the person who has experienced that thing definitely has more knowledge than you who haven't experienced that thing itself. Even though we knew some of them before getting married, they became very profound. They hit hard in the course of we getting wedded, and we're going to share them with you today, as this is going to help you to learn from our experience too. That's for those unmarried, and those married, you would see whether we share the same experience, and you could also help those getting married too.
And please, you can drop your own experience for us in the comment section.
So let's dive in. The first one is you don't have 100% control of your wedding.
Yeah.
You don't.
That's right.
If you want a wedding in which you want 100% control, especially in African settings, you're not going to have it.
No.
So this is our experience in that. We had planned to have no reception. If you had watched our video on we not have a reception, it didn't come without some friction. And my mom wanted it. So somehow, she had the funds to fund her own reception against my wish. It was not small basketballs we did, but then I had to realize that I cannot insist on having my way, and I just allowed her. So the plan was, after the wedding, some people she had invited will go to the house and they're going to eat and the rest. Our plan was that immediately after the wedding in church, they share food for everybody and they leave. But my mom insisted on having the reception, her own reception per se, and there's nothing we could do about it. So we had to agree. And this is not just specific to my mom. Many couples should realize that the parents are stakeholders in the wedding. In fact, most couples don't even get up to 50% control of their own weddings. Their parents are the ones that have the say, especially the mother of the bride, and mother of the groom. Those people are very powerful people. If you're going to insist, you're just going to be fighting with everybody. Last.
Yes. Also, I did not want any send forth. Where I come from in Nigeria, send forth is that ceremony that they are going to do for you before you go to your husband's house. So I just wanted something very small. I just wanted us to invite maybe the pastor to come to the house to come and pray for me, or we do it in church. Something just very small and private. But my family, they wanted that ceremony where they are going to cook, set canopies, bring a DJ, invite people to come and dance and eat. But that was not what I wanted. At the end of the day, I just have to accept the fact that okay,
it's gonna happen.
It's going to happen, and they are going to sponsor it. They arranged everything and invited me for my own send forth.
But you had send forth dress now. Or did they show the dress for you?
No, I had to make provision for that too, you see. And that was I was actually avoiding extra costs. That was why I wanted something very private, something very simple, so that I will not really spend much.
But you didn't spend much, you just spent on clothes, so at least it's a good thing.
Yes. At the end of the day, that was what happened. Another reason why they insisted on me having that send forth was because I was the first person to get married in my house. So they were like, how will you be the first person to get married and you don't want any send forth? It's not done that way. So they just insisted. In fact, they reported me to so many people. I got so many phone calls that time just because I said I did not want any send forth for my own wedding. No, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it happened and it was all good.
I was able to dodge the send forth. I didn't come.
You were not even in town, right?
I was in town.
Okay. Another thing again that happened was that I have these 2 little cousins, Mary and Martha. They are twins, and they wanted to be the flower girls of the wedding, and that was not even part of the plan, right?
At all.
So these girls kept on disturbing me about how much they want to be part of the wedding train, and I was like, wow. So we just had to sit down and talk about it, and at the end of the day, we just allowed them to be the flower girls.
I didn't want that.
And guess what? They came prepared. They came with their clothes and their shoes.
So we didn't buy anything for them.
Yes. The only thing I gave them was that flower that
so
they were holding.
Flower.
Yes, that flower that they held.
They didn't even give us any reason to have an excuse to say no. That was beautiful, Sha.
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, they added colors to the wedding.
Which color? They wore white. Yeah. Then the last thing under the not having control is the fact that the wedding suit I wore, I got it that Saturday morning. It wasn't a day before. I think around 6 a.m. or so. That's when we got the call from the tailor to come and pick the wedding suit. Thank God it fits, because if there was any problem now, we're in trouble. I'd already had a backup plan, but it will have come in earlier. There was a particular material that was needed for the suit that he didn't get on time or so. So he was working all through the night to do that, and thank God it fit in perfectly. But I'd already had a plan B in case the suit didn't work out. There was going to be another suit for that. So the whole point of this particular point is that you should give room for that, giving room for the other stakeholders to make their inputs, or else you just fight everybody and you spoil your wedding because you are not just happy on its own. We move to the next point.
The second point is that things can and will get out of hand. For example, my wedding cake.
Oh God.
It was what I ordered versus what I got.
Exactly.
In summary, that is just it.
Exactly.
So what happened was that there was someone already that was supposed to do the cake for me. So my auntie offered to do the cake, and that was where the disaster happened. On that day, I saw that cake and I just could not explain what exactly I was looking at. And the sad part is that there was no explanation as to what even went wrong with that cake.
The cake was terrible.
It was bad.
It looked terrible.
It tasted terrible.
And it spoiled like a few days later.
My enemies were just out for me with that cake, honestly.
Yeah, but it is what it is. That was part of the scene. Then the next thing was that the food came late. So I had already planned, the logistics was there. This was when service would likely finish. While people are there, they should be able to get their food also. And then wedding finished, we were taking some photo shoots in church, and then we were hearing that food was not already there, and some people were already going to leave. Eventually, when the food came, it wasn't even much again. And that was annoying because they had kept some of the food at the reception venue. It happened that some people left without eating at all, and then some got the food in the church premises and then still went because they heard that there was going to be a reception or so. They moved to the place again and got double portion. It was really sad.
That was not our plan.
That wasn't our plan at all.
But it happened.
Yeah. Then to make it worse,
we didn't eat our wedding food.
At all, we didn't. I can remember that night as we were in the hotel, I had to walk to a nearby restaurant close to the hotel to go and buy food for us to eat. We're just eating it and laughing at each other that we paid money to feed people.
For so many people to eat, but then we
didn't get anything to eat. The whole point of this is, remember that no matter how bad things are already, they can get worse. So these bad things that happen could have gotten worse. So how you handle the bad prevents it from spiraling downwards and becoming worse. Imagine if that cake had come and then because of our disappointment we just started lashing out, hey, why did it happen? Also marriage for don't scatter. If now food didn't come early, now we now started shouting, hey, blah blah blah, so who is the caterer? You we're going to spoil things still. And then we didn't eat food now. We would have called anybody to rake for that. We wouldn't have. So yes, some things will get bad, but be able to handle them well. It's expected. It's life. Generally life most times or many times come with its fair share of disappointment. Just manage the bad because the worst is worse.
The third point is weddings are really exhausting. They are tiring.
There are errands to run before the wedding, making sure everything is in place, going to get your wedding suit, the wedding gown, the bouquet, going for where the program is, and other things like that. Although we had friends that also helped, but you are going to run that errand.
Yes.
So before even the wedding day, you're going to be tired. A lot of driving, a lot of moving around, and the rest is mentally and physically draining on its own.
We had dress rehearsals a night before the wedding, and that was the same day I was supposed to have my bridal shower. I almost did not attend my own bridal shower because I was very tired. We had to finish late, and after we finished, he dropped me at my bridal shower venue, so it was really tiring. I was super exhausted that day.
Yeah. So the thing was, I think we spent about 2 hours on the dress rehearsals. I am an Anglican. For people that are Anglicans or have attended Anglican church services before, you know how organized our things are. There's a way you stand, there's a way you talk, there's everything. Like you have to follow that because for our wedding, 3 bishops were coming. So the venerable in charge had to make sure that we do the thing well before the bishops will come and look at the venerable and be like, what's wrong? So we had to make sure we didn't embarrass the venerable in front of bishops. That's how they were particular with us. Come here, do this. And it took took us quite a long time to finish. Then I had to carry her for the bridal shower too. As I dropped her at the bridal shower, that's how I had to call my barber, because I wasn't able to even cut my hair due to the lack of time. I had to call my barber around 11 p.m. on Friday to wait for me at the salon before we went there, cut our hair, me and my best man, and then we went to the hotel. In fact, the hotel people who were expecting us didn't see us and thought we were not going to come again at all after we had booked for the hotel and even paid the deposit that night before the wedding. Man. Then on the wedding day itself, as I said, Anglican church, you do a lot of standing. We stood. The invited guests all sat way more than we did. We were standing. You would stand. In fact, I was even looking forward to kneeling down myself. So it's quite exhausting, really exhausting. I will tell you that. Immediately after the wedding service, we now went for photo shoots. For someone that doesn't like taking pictures, I don't know, for Fibz, photo shoots are exhausting. We had to snap with everybody in church first, because that was the first place we snap. You snap with family, you snap with your village people, you snap with the officiating ministers, you snap with everybody like that. That's how you be snapping. Then immediately after that, we now moved to my auntie's place where we continued the photo shoot. It was another session. After that place, we now moved to the hotel and continued photo shoots again. In fact, we were tired and we chased the photographer away. He didn't even let me know. It was way later that I was telling me that he even wanted to snap more, but we chased him away. So that added to our exhaustion. Yeah.
And mind you, we did not even have a wedding reception. So imagine if we had that reception where
you come and dance.
Yes, people expect us to come and dance. How would we have coped that day?
I don't know.
The thing is, learn to conserve your energy. Have resourceful people around you that can help you do things. So you must not necessarily do things yourself. Get people that can help you. And if you can afford it, get a wedding planner. A good one though.
Please do, to save you from a lot of stress.
The next point is your best man and your chief bridesmaids are more important than you think.
Exactly.
So let me talk about my chief bridesmaids. We started running errands from day one together. From the introduction to the send forth to the wedding, buying ashwebi, getting the wedding dress. We did everything together. She was there. In fact, a day before the wedding, she was the one that went to collect my wedding dress for me, and she took it to his house where they were going to put it in the box and then bring it to my house a day before our wedding. So she was very, very helpful to me, and she was part of the dress rehearsals. We were in church together doing the whole rehearsals that day for 2 hours, and from there we went to the bridal shower together. She was even the one that arranged the bridal shower for me with the help of some other friends of ours. She really helped me, and I don't even imagine having my wedding without her being the chief bridesmaid.
The same with me. My best man is my closest friend, and he's a very good person too. So as she said, the same thing with me. We ran our errands together and he helped. In fact, on the wedding day, as we were going to leave the hotel to the church, he had my phone with him so that I wouldn't be distracted at all, and he handled everything. So please know that your best man and your chief bridesmaid have to be very, very resourceful people, as they are going to save you from a lot of stress and unnecessary issues that might come up from families and friends. Make sure that you choose wisely. We made sure we chose people that already have a relationship with their families and friends so that they'll be able to interact with them. If we are choosing people that didn't have that particular quality now, they might not understand plenty things and it will still jump to us. So when it comes to choosing who is going to be your best man or chief bridesmaid, please don't do it for the camera, looking for who is the finest, who is the slickest, or who is the person that won't steal my shine, or doing it out of favor because someone asked you to be. No, please make sure that you choose wisely, as these people also largely determine how successful the wedding is going to be.
So choose wisely.
Please do. The next point is you must not consummate that night. You can be very exhausted and wouldn't even have the energy to consummate. So take your time. Don't rush. You have the rest of your life to do that, because that first experience from the exhaustion can be a bad experience, and that can affect a lot of couples' life in that aspect. So we were too exhausted. As the time came, we just ate and slept our thing. And this also should help people that
People that will be eyeing couples that come for Thanksgiving the next day.
Yeah.
In church.
They'll be saying, these people, they have done it too. It's not everybody that used to have done it too. I beg. As they say, rushing is not progress. You will not die from skipping that night. It doesn't mean if you people have the energy, you can do so, but you must not. There's no law that you must do it that particular night. So that's what I will tell you.
The final point is, it's just an event.
Yeah.
Life goes on.
Yeah.
All is forgotten.
Yeah.
Another wedding is going to come up.
Yeah.
People will stop talking about your own wedding. So whether they had a very good experience or a bad experience, they are not even going to remember again in just a couple of months.
In fact, how we're able to even remember these points is that we had to talk about them again and jot them down. If you just packed us like this and say list them, there are many of these points that were stated here that we had forgotten. So another wedding can even come out the following Saturday, and you'll be invited and you might not even have a seat. So imagine the previous Saturday you were the ones having the best seats, and then the next Saturday you are standing or managing somewhere like that. So please don't kill yourself for the event. The wedding is just an event. The marriage is very important. So what you can do. What you can't, just let it be. Do the essential stuff and move on. So the entire point is that calm down. Your marriage is more important than your wedding. Don't allow all these things about the wedding to come and affect your marriage. Think wisely and do these things together. It's going to go a long way. That's all. Have you had similar experience to us, or there are some other experiences you've had that you care to share with us? As we said earlier, please
drop them in the comments.
So please like this video,
please subscribe and share our content with other people that will find it helpful. Thank you,
and we'll see you in our next video. Bye.